Get ready for the action, because the UFC middleweight champion Khamzat Chimaev is eyeing a massive shift in his career. He has openly expressed that he is looking for bigger challenges than just the 185-pound division, and we dive into what he truly wants to achieve moving forward.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
The main event scene is set for UFC Freedom 250, as Ciryl Gane and Pereira prepare for their highly anticipated first face-off without any AI involvement on the White House lawn. This is the first time these two former champions will share a stare-down, and the tension is absolutely palpable. President Donald Trump himself is stepping in to promote the excitement for UFC Freedom 250, personally inviting superstars like Ilia Topuria, Justin Gaethje, Ciryl Gane, and Pereira to the Oval Office before their bouts. Plus, the president unveiled a massive new venue plan for the event. But the drama doesn't stop there, as former middleweight champion Sean Strickland makes a bizarre claim about his relationship with coach Eric Nixick ahead of UFC 328. We break down what Strickland said about their dynamic and what it means for his title shot against Khamzat Chimaev. Don't miss the full breakdown of this massive fight card. Noi Dung Kai Tight. Ultimate Fighting Championship middleweight champion Khamzat Chimaev is signaling a potential shift in his career trajectory, suggesting that his upcoming title defense against Sean Strickland at UFC 328 could be his final bout at 185 pounds. Speaking to reporters, Chimaev expressed a desire for larger contests, stating, "I hope so," when asked if the event could be his last fight at 185 pounds, adding a personal touch by mentioning his love for pizza. And Chimaev has repeatedly indicated interest in moving up to the light heavyweight division to pursue more significant matchups. He specifically mentioned wanting to fight former champion Pereira, contingent on a potential outcome at UFC White House. Chimaev anticipates that if Pereira loses to Ciryl Gane next month, Pereira might move back down to light heavyweight, setting the stage for a major clash. Chimaev further stated his ambition clearly. "I just want big fights. Pereira, if he gonna lose to Ciryl Gane, he gonna come back down. He's big fight too, big name. If not, I'm gonna go to heavyweight. I need big names, big money." And the current landscape in the light heavyweight division is favorable, as newly crowned champion Carlos Ulberg is sidelined due to a torn ACL, opening opportunities for Chimaev's potential move. The undefeated champion also dismissed the current middleweight landscape, arguing that there are no significant opportunities remaining there. Chimaev questioned the value of staying in the division, noting that his previous victories were not insurmountable, and that continuing to fight within the current hierarchy felt like playing Russian roulette. And despite these forward-looking statements, Chimaev remains committed to his scheduled fight against Strickland on Saturday night. The narrative surrounding Chimaev suggests a strategic pivot toward higher-profile bouts and increased financial incentives within the sport. In a high-profile display of professional sportsmanship, Ciryl Gane and Pereira engaged in their first face-off as co-headliners for UFC Freedom 250 on the White House lawn. The confrontation took place after both fighters had met with President Donald Trump in the Oval Office, alongside headliners Ilia Topuria and Justin Gaethje. Gane, the former interim heavyweight champion with a record of 13-2 in MMA and 10-2 in the UFC, and Pereira, the former middleweight and light heavyweight champion with a record of 13-3 in MMA and 10-2 in the UFC, shared a stare-down on the South Lawn. This was the inaugural meeting between the two competitors. Both fighters maintained a highly professional demeanor throughout their encounter, emphasizing the business aspect of the event. This face-off is significant as it precedes their lightweight title unification bout, scheduled for June 14 in Washington. The South Lawn is slated to be transformed into the venue for this unique, one-off event. President Donald Trump hosted several top UFC fighters in the Oval Office earlier today to promote the upcoming UFC Freedom 250 event. The special UFC event is scheduled for June 14th on the South Lawn of the White House, coinciding with the 250th anniversary of the United States and President Trump's 80th birthday. Trump personally invited the 4 fighters competing in the co-main and main events: Ilia Topuria, Justin Gaethje, Alex Pereira, and Ciryl Gane. The main event features Ilia Topuria vying for the lightweight title against interim champion Justin Gaethje. In the co-main event, Alex Pereira will challenge for a 3rd title in a different weight class against Ciryl Gane for the interim channel YouTube Weight Championship. During introductions to the media, President Trump expressed his admiration for each fighter, calling them true warriors. He also unveiled a specially designed belt for the event featuring an American flag and the Freedom branding. Trump presented renderings of the temporary 4,000-seat outdoor arena planned for the South Lawn, which will feature 8 large screens to allow approximately 100,000 people to watch the event for free, promising it would be the greatest show on earth. Following the introductions, Trump met with the fighters in the Oval Office. During the interaction, Topuria engaged in a brief exchange with Trump, and Gaethje confirmed his readiness for the challenge. Trump emphasized his desire for everyone to face their toughest tests. Beyond the title bouts, the UFC Freedom 250 card includes 5 additional fights. Highlights include former bantamweight champion Sean O'Malley facing Ayman Zahabi in an unofficial top contender bout, and Josh Hockett taking on knockout record holder Derek Lewis, a personal favorite of the president. Other notable matchups include former title challenger Michael Chandler against Mauricio Ruffi, and Bo Nickel facing Kyle Daukaus. The card also features a featherweight clash between former 2-time title challenger Diego Lopes and Steve Garcia. Former UFC middleweight champion Sean Strickland has revealed a complicated dynamic with longtime coach Eric Nixick ahead of his high-stakes bout at UFC 328 against Khamzat Chimaev. Strickland described their relationship as mixed, suggesting a fundamental disconnect in understanding, particularly when discussing his recent injury. During a media day press conference, Strickland stated, "Me and Eric have a mixed relationship where it's like, I'll say this tactfully, if you've never fought or been in the gym, you don't have an understanding." He elaborated that while Nixick is a capable striking coach, there is a knowledge gap when discussing his personal circumstances, referencing an arm injury sustained at UFC 312 against Dricus du Plessis. Strickland added that he felt Nixick was upset when he entered a title fight with an injury he hadn't fully communicated. Despite these remarks, the two remain partners in the octagon, suggesting a unique bond persists despite recent tensions. Strickland secured his shot at Chimaev following a strong performance against Anthony Hernandez, positioning this upcoming fight as a critical moment for both the champion and his coaching team.